Welcome back to Markets Today. On the eve of the budget, the markets were in very cheerful mood today. We saw the Sensex and the Nifty raking in over 1% in terms of gains, and the mid-caps putting on 2% in terms of gains. There you were, the Nifty scoring 160 and the Sensex scoring almost 500 points higher. Across the board, you saw a rise in stock prices, and the leadership came from the leadership sector, the banking space. Well, let's give you some more perspective. Pratik Gupta, the head of equities at Deutsche Bank India, expects the union budget to be growth-oriented like the rail budget was, and he believes there's a lot of appetite for Indian assets among global investors.
So this budget will be a growth-oriented budget in the form of higher public spendings like what we saw in the railway budget. But as such, no one's expecting something dramatic. Everyone knows that the fiscal leeway is somewhat limited, so to that extent there's only so much one can do with innovative financing. Bigger issue more than the budget once again is really how the government succeeds in Parliament in getting some of its critical legislation passed and getting past the opposition in terms of various issues. Otherwise that will simply delay these bills for perhaps another year or so. Most investors we speak to internationally are very pleased with the progress that India is making, and which is why we haven't seen a deep correction in the market so far, despite earnings continuing to disappoint. And in fact, our expectation is that even the March quarter may not see a pickup in earnings. The earnings upgrade cycle may still be another 2 or 3 quarters away. But despite that, we are seeing foreign investors getting more convinced about the longer-term story.
All right, that's the Deutsche Bank view. Let's move on. A number of stocks were buzzing around in trade today. IDFC surged on news that the company was eyeing a 23.5% stake in ONGC Tripura Power Company. Railway stocks, of course, had a field day like Lata was telling you earlier. Let's go across now to Mangalam Malu for a quick wrap-up.
Well, I bring to you a list of stocks which are in focus amidst the atmosphere of macroeconomic activity. First up, we have Power Finance Corporation. Now, they have announced to pay a dividend, an interim dividend rather, of nearly 8.5 rupees per share. Sadbhav Engineering was also in focus as the company bags orders worth nearly 459 crores from NHAI Haryana. Minda Industries was in focus as the company announced a JV with a Japanese company to set up a manufacturing plant in Haryana. The management spoke to CNBC TV18 and they said they will manufacture aluminium alloy wheels from the new plant to supply to M&M and Maruti. Dish TV was also in focus as it introduces a new city-wise pricing for metros. They have also increased each package price by rupees 10 from 26th Feb. Railway stocks were again in focus. Titagarh and Texrail both up 10% as the economic survey says greater public investment in rail will boost manufacturing companies. And finally, to a CNBC TV18 exclusive, IDFC was in focus as sources say IDFC Alternatives eyes nearly 23.5% stake in ONGC's Tripura Power Company. The management spoke to CNBC TV18. They said that they are evaluating various opportunities in the power sector, however refused to comment on this specific deal. With that, over to you.
Thanks a lot for that, Mangalam. Rolta and BEL also surged very sharply in trade today after the Defence Ministry awarded the Battlefield Management System project to the BEL Rolta consortium. The deal, of course, is worth 5,000 crore rupees and is also shared by another consortium. Let's hear out what the Rolta management had to say.
As soon as the specifications are finalized, the first thing is to do a detailed project report, which will specify all the specifications. Once the specifications and detailed project report is ready, which should be next couple of months, then thereafter the prototype will be done. I would say that as far as prototype etc. is concerned, I believe that it should not take more than a year for it to be ready.
Well, before we go, let's go across to Chandan Taparia of Anand Rathi Securities for his top trading ideas.
First trade is buy on REC Limited. Recently it has taken multiple support near to 310 zone and moving after the consolidation of last 2 months. It looks attractive at current levels to start the next round of momentum. So we are suggesting to buy with a stop loss of 320 for the upside target of 360. Second trade is buy on SBI Limited. Today we have seen tremendous recovery in all the banking counters. Recently SBI fell down from 313 to 288 levels, but today it has negated its negative trend and all set to move towards upside target of 320 and the higher level. So we are suggesting to buy SBI with a stop loss of 288 for the upside target of 320.
And that's it on this edition of Markets Today. You have to rest well because tomorrow would be a very volatile and busy day of trading.
So have a pleasant evening, gear up, and we'll be there to take you right from the start. Thank you for watching.